So whoever is in Christ is a new creation. The old things have passed away. Behold, new things have come. Hello and welcome back to Pruning to Prosper. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is decluttering your wardrobe. When I get a call from a woman, a lot of times she is in the state of complete overwhelm and she just feels like her whole house is out of control and dinner barely gets on the table. They're doing a lot of drive-through. Things are getting misplaced. Things are falling through the cracks. People can't find things. Nobody's helping her. And she's just frustrated. And I always recommend we begin in the same place. And that is her wardrobe. Yep. Even if she's like, but my kitchen's out of control, I'm like, nope. I really think we should begin in your wardrobe. And here is why. You are the one that sets the tone for your home. And when you look good, you're going to feel good and you're going to present yourself differently to the world. What I usually do before I begin with a client is we talk for, sometimes half an hour, 45 minutes. I get the lay of the land. I learn who she is. And we'll also do a call before I arrive there and just kind of, it's a lot to take in. When someone's totally overwhelmed, I like to hear a lot of their story and just kind of make my plan of where we're going to begin. But I'll have her really picture who she wants to be. Who is God calling her to be? Like, really take the time before you ever put one thing in a donation bag. Take the time to sit and really pray about, who are you calling me to be, God? What does this woman look like? How does she present herself to the world? If your ideal client were to be at your front door, what would you be wearing? Is it like right now, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just ran into that lady at the grocery store and she's such a prospect, or something like that. So really picture how your next level self is going to go through her day. Picture how she walks through the grocery store. Picture how she stands in church with her children. Picture how she pumps gas. Like, all these little things, you have to really feel, who is this woman? And if you take this time to really think about who you want to be, the decluttering of the rest of your house is going to be so much easier because you're just going to feel it. I had a client recently and she just kept holding up things. She's like, just tell me, like, is this on trend? Does this look good on me? And there were some things that just didn't fit, and that's an easy answer. But there were other things that, she could take it or leave it. And I would just smile and be like, well, how do you feel? And she'd be like, I just feel okay. And I said, at some point when I'm working with the client, something clicks and they feel what it feels like to feel good. And once you have that feeling, everything else pales in comparison. So it's very easy to go through your wardrobe then, because you're like, I want that feeling again. So that's what I help people do. And I'm going to have an offer at the end of this podcast where we can do a live decluttering together. So stay tuned for that. But I also had lunch with a friend the other day, and she's starting a new business, and she walked into her closet and she said to her husband, I hate everything in here. And that's how you know. When you get that feeling, that's when you know you're ready, like you're being called to the next level. And it starts with things as basic as your wardrobe. So how do I want you to begin so you don't get overwhelmed? When I work with a client, I work in 5-hour blocks of time for a wardrobe. And typically 5 hours is, for most people, we can get a lot done depending on how fast we go. But remember, I am their helper. So as they're trying things on, I'm either putting them in the donation bag or I'm hanging them back up or folding them back up. So if you were to do this by yourself, it's like a 10-hour job as opposed to a 5-hour job. So I'm going to teach you how to do this so that you can break it down into manageable chunks of 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Okay. First thing, when you're alone, do not pull everything out and throw it on your bed. and have this big heap. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start off really excited, and then half an hour into it, you're going to be like losing steam, and then you're going to take a break, and then you're going to like kind of shove things off to the chair or the treadmill, and it's going to stay there. And then you're just going to be living out of that pile, or you're going to be living out of the grocery, or not the grocery, the laundry basket. So what I recommend you do is take things in really manageable bites, really manageable categories. And I would start with your undergarments, your lingerie. All right. If you have a bra or underwear that you immediately just kind of push to the side because you know, like, oh, that one's annoying, or that one tugs, or that one doesn't fit me right, get rid of it. Okay. You shouldn't have a favorite of anything, because that gives the indication that there's other things that are less than. And we're not going for less than. We are going for your best version of you. And the best version of you doesn't settle for things that tug and pull and don't fit quite right, where we have to like pin things, or we have to like make concessions, or this is great if I, no one comes up from behind me and sees that, hole in the back. So we're not going for that. Your entire wardrobe should be a boutique, custom designed for you. Everything in your wardrobe should fit, flatter, and make you feel fabulous. All right. So begin with your under things and take the time to go to Nordstrom or Soma or somewhere where they're going to give you a very good, proper fitting, and invest in a good base. Okay. You don't have to have 15. You can have one or two really good bras. And just wearing a good bra that fits you properly is going to change your life. I promise you that. So just start with that little drawer. Move on to your socks, move on to things that don't have a lot of sentimental value to you. So look through these socks, like basic things. I used to have those little socks that you wear when you're wearing, say, ballet slippers or loafers or something. And they would always fall and end up on the bottom of my feet in a little ball. And it took me forever to get rid of them. I thought, why do I keep these? I hate them. So if you know that something is that annoying, just get rid of it, okay? Always have a donation bag in your closet, because that makes it so much easier. You don't have to look around your house. Where am I going to put this? Just keep it in your closet. And as you wear things and as you pull them out and you just think, this is not next level me, just donate it, okay? Now, are you thinking, oh my gosh, the way she's talking, I'm not going to have anything left? You will. You will. You're going to have more than you realize, and less is actually better. You're going to find that when you have less stuff, you are going to get dressed faster and you're going to get more creative. And I am a little bit of a hippie chick at heart. I have a degree in environmental sciences and outdoor education. So I'm very conscious of the environment, and I'm not a fan of like, let's buy 1,000 things. I'm more a fan of buying it secondhand or buying really good things that are going to last. And it happens in every home. So when I say this and you might be a former client, please don't think I'm talking about you. It's everywhere. People will say, well, I don't have the money for a pair of $200 shoes or boots or good leather boots or this or this. And yet what I load up into my minivan to take to the donation center is clearly more than $100 or $200 worth of shoes. Same things. I always say this about kids' shoes too. Like, buy your kids a good pair of leather Chelsea boots, and you can pass them from kid to kid. There may be an $80 investment, but you're going to get multiple kids out of them, and you could probably still sell them in the end for $20. $80 pair of shoes, I think, is better than having 8 different pairs of shoes. And it's going to cut the clutter, and your kids are going to say, those are my shoes. I have those and I have a pair of sneakers. And that's really all your kids are going to need for the most part. They don't need 15 pairs of like silver shoes and purple shoes and sparkly shoes and light up shoes. Like, no. Teach your kids to buy better, but buy less, and do the same for yourself. You have to remember that you are worthy of this feeling. You are worthy of the abundance that's going to come from dressing and presenting yourself to the world like the woman God has called you to be. Take it by category. Take it in bite-sized chunks. Do sweaters one day, or maybe do half the sweaters one day, or do half your dresses one day. And like I said, try things on, make sure they fit. That's the number one thing, is make sure they fit, okay? Because I don't care how expensive it was. I don't care how on trend it is. If it doesn't fit you, it doesn't flatter you. I can guarantee that. The other thing is, treat yourself to the best of whatever that category is. All right. So if you're wearing your husband's old t-shirts to bed, or you're wearing them to work out, you're not going to feel like the best version of yourself. You may not even want to work out dressed like that. Treat yourself to a cute little workout outfit. Okay. I'm not saying you can't wear yoga pants or sweats. That stuff looks really cute on girls, but just make sure it's not sloppy. Okay. Make sure that you have a cute pair of little sneakers that are with your outfit, and you can run to the grocery store and you're going to feel so confident if you run into a friend, and, they'll think when they leave you, like, man, that girl is so cute. She's so fun, because you don't want to be thinking in the back of your head about your outfit. So I had another client that is going to get back into the dating world, and she was trying on shoes. And I said, I could see that they were coming out of her feet. They were a little too big. And I said, well, tell me about these shoes. And she said, well, these are the shoes I wear if I'm going to have lunch with my girlfriends, and I know I'm going to be sitting down for most of the time. And I said, okay, that's cool. I get that. I said, but let's now imagine you're having lunch with your girlfriends and you need to use the restroom. And that means you have to walk across the restaurant. And not just that, but the man of your dreams is sitting there having lunch with his mother, and you have to walk past him. How are you going to feel in those shoes? And she just laughed, and she immediately just handed them to me for the donate pile, because you don't want to be thinking about your clothing. It shouldn't be a thing. It should fit you so well that you're not even thinking about it. And good clothing that fits you well is going to always be, like, really comfortable for you in the end. I have a video. I do YouTube as well. And these podcasts will also be up on YouTube. But I have a video on, what is it called? It's like Mom on the Go wardrobe. And in the end of the video, I talk about the number one thing that I wear every single day, because I do try to wear not the best of what I have, but I don't hold things back for special occasions. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to wear things that I would wear to a black tie event, making lunches or going to Costco. But I don't save my clothes for anything. I think every day is a gift, and every day we should feel fabulous. But what I do wear every single day to protect those outfits is an apron. So even that, I just upgraded my apron a few weeks ago, and it just makes you feel so cute. And it sends a message to my brain like, okay, it's time to make dinner. It's time to clean the house. It's time to take out the garbage. But in the meantime, you still look good underneath all of that. So that's my tips for how to dress like the woman God is calling you to be. Really take that time to think about who you are stepping into. Picture that woman. Picture how she drinks her coffee. Picture who you're going to be. And that's what will come. All right. There's a lot of mindset work we're going to talk about in this podcast. So that's like one of the first little tips. Just picture who she is, and then take it little bites at a time. So now we are going to have a wardrobe declutter, a live wardrobe declutter that you can sign up for. I'm going to have that in the show notes. It is going to be on April 3rd, 2022, 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a Sunday. So I want you guys to kind of get in the habit of listening to the podcast. It's going to air on Wednesdays. And then I may have a class that I'm going to teach that weekend that kind of goes along with the theme of that podcast. So if you're interested, click on the link in the show notes to register for that. And just make sure that you have a donation bag ready to go. Like, this is not a lecture. This is you really decluttering as we go through it. And you'll have a chance to ask me questions when you get stuck on something. Especially, I love those questions of, I spent so much money on this, but I never wear it. That's okay. We can either talk about how you get past that, or we can talk about how you can find different pieces in your wardrobe. Sometimes it just takes another person to say, hey, did you ever think about pairing it with that? And that's going to be so cute. And you're going to feel like you got a whole new wardrobe. And it's amazing, because you're going to think, I don't have anything left. But what you do have left, you are going to love. And then you start mixing in jewelry and scarves and handbags and shoes, and like it all comes together. And it's just going to be so fun. So if you're interested in that, definitely register. And that's how this podcast is going to go. I'm going to do these little things, and then we're going to have a little class shortly thereafter. Have a great day, ladies, and definitely start thinking about, what does that woman look like that you are called to be, and what is she wearing? Have a great day.